Problem number 6. If the following equation is graphed, we have an exponential growth or decay. This is bigger than 1, so this is going to be a growth. Which of the following values of x will produce a point closer to the x-axis? So I want to be able to sketch it. This is an exponential growth, so it looks something like this. I'm looking for which of the following values will produce a point closer to the x-axis. So if I plug in a 0, it'll give me this point. If I plug in a 1, it'll give me this point. If I plug in a 2, it gives me this point. If I plug in a 3, it gives me this point. 4 will give me this point. So as you guys can see, the smallest number will produce a point closer to the x-axis. So let's say I know 1/2 is 0.5. 2/3, 2 divided by 3. Some of you guys that's 0.67. But you can do the long division. Just remember that the first number goes first. So 2 divided by 3, 0. I add 0. 3 goes into 20. 6 times, that's 18. 6 times, so that's 0.66. No. So far 0.5 is the smallest one. 4 divided by 9. 9 goes into 40. Remember the first number goes inside. 4 times 6 is 36, and 4, 0.44. So this is not the answer. I'm looking for the smallest number. And 2 divided by 5, 2 goes into 5 0 times. So it'll be letter A. That's 0.4. You probably want to be able to do the long division and place up to 2 decimals so you guys can be able to easily find the answer. If you just do 1, you might have to do just an extra one. Remember, if it's like 1/2 or 1/3, then there'll be an exponential decay, and you'll be looking for the biggest number. Problem number 7. What is the standard form of the following conic equation? So what is the standard form of the conic equation given above? So let's go and determine, is this a, let's see, we have two choices here. It's either an ellipse or a hyperbola. They both are square, so it's not parabola. They both have the same sign, so I know it's not a hyperbola. So I know it's not C or D. So it's either A or B. So in order to determine, I'll have to complete the square. Just like we've done, and we get a little better at this, which helps. I'm now going to group my x's together. 2x squared minus 4x, leave some space. I'm going to group my y's together. Y squared minus 8y, and move my 16 to the left because it's a negative. I cannot complete the square here because I want to take a 2. Now some of you guys are going to be jumping over, and without doing any work, you will be selecting letter A. So, oh, I have factor out 2. You want to be able to complete the whole process. Otherwise, you're going to get it incorrect. I'll give you guys a little halfway mark where you can actually find the answer. Just by doing elimination. But at least you need to be able to show me some work. 2 times x squared, 2 times negative 2x, and then complete the square. Let me bring this down. Oh, let me complete the square in here. That gives me half is negative 4. So plus 16 plus 16. That'll give me plus y squared minus 8y plus 16 equal to 0. One number do I need to complete the square? Take half of it. The square will be plus 1. Now notice your answer, when I factor this out, it will be y minus 4. So my answer will be B. But let's go and complete the process. I added 1 here, so 2 times 1 will be plus 2. I'm not going to factor this out, so that gives me factors of x squared will be x and x, factors of 1 will be negative 1, negative 1. Or x minus 1 squared. Going to factor this out gives me y, and that'll be negative 4 squared is equal to 2. Then because it is an ellipse, I want to be able to divide by 2 so I can make it equal to 1. Those two cancel, so I just have x minus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared over 2 is equal to 1. And correct. Your answer is B. On problem number 8, I have a base. My variable is an exponent, and I need to solve for y. There's different ways of solving this. Some of you guys make it the same base. Now, when I think of a base, the opposite of a base, to cancel a base, I want to be able to place log on both sides, take the log on both sides. So I want to take the log. Some of you guys attempted to do log base 4, but 4 to what power is equal to 8? You can't. So you have to use log base 2. I'm going to rewrite this as the log base 2. The 4 will be 2 to the third power, no, to the second power, multiplied by 3y. On the right hand side, it will be the log base 2. And this will be 2 to what power is equal to 8? 2 to the third, and I still have my y plus 4. This will cancel out, so we just have 6y. This will cancel out, so we have, some of you guys have forgetting to multiply the 3 times the 4, so it'll be 3y plus 12. And then I just solve for y, so I'm going to move my 3y to the left, becomes a negative 3y. That gives me 3y is equal to 12. Divided by 3, y is equal to 4. So your answer is B. Number 9, which one's equivalent? I want to be able to work backwards. Now, let me say the change of base. This is the change of base. So if I change the base, it will be the log base 10, the log base 10, the 8 is on top, the 2 on the bottom. No, that's not correct. I know that C, we don't have a property where they multiply. A, if there's a minus in between, we have to divide. 10 divided by 2, that's not 8. So it's not A. And the last one, when I rewrite this, the log base 2, because there's a plus, I'm going to multiply 4 times 2, which is 8. So your answer is B. Now let's continue with the open response. Problem number 10. I want to be able to graph the following conic sections. Now on the test, I will not be telling you what type of shape this is. You should be able to tell by the equation. So at this point, you should have it memorized. So if I look at number 10, only one of them is square, only the y. So I know that this has to be a parabola. Also, you can tell by the fact that it says directrix. The only one that has a directrix is the parabolas. Now, I need to determine whether it's facing up, down, right, or left. So I look at the negative 14x. It should be facing the x-axis, but on the negative side. So it should be facing the left. So I want to be able to find my vertex. And let me do above. I'm going to use the space above. So my vertex will be h and k. And there's no h and k, so it will be 0, 0. Now I need to find the value of p. Because P will tell me how far my focus is away from my vertex. So I'm going to find P. Remember, you're always going to let 4P equal to this number, so which is negative 14. So 4P is equal to negative 14. I'm going to divide by 4. P is equal to negative 14 over 4, which is negative 7/2, which is negative 3.5. So I'm going to go to the left 1, 2, 3. And why to the left? Because this is facing, this is my vertex. Your focus will have to be inside. So it has to be 1, 2, 3.5. Negative 3.5. Your directrix will be on the opposite side. So this is your focus, this is your vertex, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.5. And that'll be a vertical line in this case. You want to be able to write down the equation for your directrix. So this will be, it's crossing the x-axis, will be x is equal to, you can give me 7/2 or 3.5. Either one will be fine. Now I need to be able to find different values, plug in different values for x, just because the x is first, so I can find different points. So remember, you always want to go inside the parabola towards your focus. So it'll be -1. I want to let x is equal to -1. That'll be y squared is equal to -14x. Instead of the x will be -1. So y squared is equal to -14, but instead of the x will be -1. That will make it positive. I'm going to take the square root on both sides. So y is equal to the square root of 14, which is about, square root of 16 is 4. So it has to be about 3.8. Give me anything around there is fine. 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16. So 14 is closer to 16, so therefore it's 3.8. That will give me 2 points. And what did I forget? The plus or minus, correct? Even over here. So that will give me 2 points. My x value for both points is -1. My y value, one of them will be 3.8, the other one is -3.8. So -1, 1, 2, 3.8, -1, -1, -2, -3.8. So I just plotted -1 and up 3.8, -1, -3.8. Now I want to do this once again, and I want to let now another point. So I'm going to let x equal to -2. I'm going to be able to get closer to the focus, or just go inside the parabola. So I'm going to get this point here and this point over here. So it gives me y squared is equal to -14, but instead of the x will be a -2. Y is equal to 26. Y is equal to the square root of 26, and let's not forget your plus or minus. Now square root of 26 is about 5.5. So I'm going to get 2 points. Both of them, the x value will be -2, or -2. The y value, one of them will be 5.1. The other one will be -5.1. So I'm going to go -2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.1, and -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.1. So I just apply both from the origin. -2 at 5.1, -2 down 5.1. And that's my problem. Make sure you label all your points and make sure to show me the work for the 2 x's that you plug in. Number 11. Number 11 is much easier if you can recognize the shape of it. Now this is a circle because this will be h and k. R squared will be 16. So my center for the circle will be -1 and +2. Remember, it's always the opposite. The x and the y, the h and the k. So -1 and up 2. My radius, r squared is equal to 16, so r is equal to 4. I'm going to go to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. To the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can just go and make my perfect circle. That's as perfect as it gets for me. Make sure you label your center, box in your radius, and your center. Now let's continue with example number 12.